Welcome. In front of me I have the iPhone 17 and I'll be showing you how you can apply tempered glass to your brand new device. Now, for the keen eye, you've probably already seen that this is a iPhone 16 Pro labeled right here, and this is unequivocally an iPhone 17. Now this doesn't really matter as these two devices are exactly the same, or the screen size is. So if I take it out and just kind of dry fit it, you can see that it fits over the display perfectly. Now you do have a little bit of space between the bezel, but that's because the actual glass right here on the phone has a little bit of like a fall off rounded corner kind of design, so the tempered glass can't go over that as it's straight, and if it would, the dirt would just kind of stick under there and slowly just kind of work around it and just push the glass up, and obviously it would just start to look crappy with dirt forming under the display and just pushing it up and air bubbles forming. So that's why it has that like millimeter of space between. Now in the box we also have these two things. So we have the wet and dry wipe, and we also have stickers. So just prep our device. So you can use the wet and dry wipes. I will actually use something else as I much rather prefer to use a microfiber cloth rather than the wet and dry wipes. This is personal preference. It just works for me. It's much bigger and easier to clean off the display rather than dealing with these tiny little wipes, as they're about this big. So yeah, I think I prefer something that covers the entire display rather than something that is the size of my thumb. So that's what I'll be using. Now once you clean off the display, you can then use these stickers. They will be used to basically just, if you have any dust, you can stack it on here and remove this dust. Now probably not as hard like I am. You just kind of gently touch it like this and obviously remove the dust that's stuck to it. So let's clean up the display. Now one of the benefits of the wet and dry wipes is that the wet ones come with some alcohol on it, which cleans off any grime, kind of like oily finger oils and stuff like that from the display much better, which also will mean that the tempered glass can stick better to the display. But this phone is completely brand new. I haven't really touched it too much, and for me, microfiber cleans it off pretty damn well. So now before I start applying it, I should probably tell you how to apply it rather than just do it. So the way I go about it, which seems to work just fine for me, is when I'm ready, I'll peel this off, obviously. So this is the that protects the sticky side on the tempered glass. So whatever you pull off right here, you throw that out, and it will reveal the sticky side. So you just kind of do it, plop it like this. Now I will hold it once I peel it off by the bezels right here, so edges of the screen, and place it at an angle like this, because it will allow me to then at this angle position it left or right, and also left or right at the bottom. And the moment I find it that it's positioned correctly, I can pinch it along with the bezel of the phone itself and push it down. So I will bend the glass a little bit to put some pressure on it, and I'll reposition it just a little bit before I let it go if I see that it's, for instance, that it's going to start to look something like this. You can see that we have a little bit more space between the display right here compared to the top right here. So I'll try to reposition it. If I can't because it's already kind of glued too much, you can always lift it up. That's why you keep the angle. So anyway, with that out of the way, I'm gonna give it one last wipe as I was just touching the display. One more thing, we do have little guide stickers right here. The way you can use them is you can just plop them on here on your display, and when you glue the tempered glass and it's crooked, you can lift them up and this will lift up the tempered glass. I do it at an angle, so these are useless to me because I just reposition it before I fully apply it, and I can always just kind of lift it up without needing them, and I'm always just kind of sketched out that they will damage the actual glue on it and leave some marks. Anyway, Okay, so no dust. Gonna peel that off and apply it. Okay, so I'm putting pressure now. And I need to reposition it just a tiny bit. And there we go. And a drop. Now it's not gluing right now, so I'm gonna push some pressure right here, and you can see that it's now adhering to the display. And there we go. Now, if you have any kind of air pockets like this one that is still here, you can squeeze it. There are two options that might happen sometimes when you squeeze air pocket like that. It might come back because you're just compressing the air and eventually just kind of gonna still expand and unglue the display. So I personally like to just lift it up. You can see by doing so I can let the air escape and basically release the kind of like air that was trapped in there. And now you can see that this is basically perfectly applied. We just have a little bit of like weird spacing right here. Probably could have moved it a little bit higher. As you can see, it's not really glued all the way through, but this is all around. Now this could be to do with the fact that this is for iPhone 16 and some kind of shady seller is basically trying to get rid of their stock as they are almost identical for the previous iPhones because they didn't sell, and they're marketing it as iPhone 17 while they're selling it, but you get obviously this. So there could be the reason why we have a little bit of kind of not full coverage of where it's sticking, because normally you shouldn't have that. But anyway, that basically sums it up. So hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.